Yeah. Whoever was DJing just now was bringing the heat. It was not me for a change. All right. Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope your weekend was filled with fireworks, food, family, fun. But today we start off strong, man. Today is Gap Mastermind every 12 p.m. every Monday. GAP stands for Growth, Action, and Productivity. These masterminds are live each Monday at 12 and are available on our YouTube channel, not our YouTube channel, but the Global Alliance YouTube channel. And today's topic is this one AI strategy that could make or break your next 6 months with Nick Krem. But before we bring him on, did you know that he'll be one of the speakers at Build at Sea? In the chat, real quick, how many of you are registered for Build at Sea? Because I'm going. All 6 of my kids are going. I guarantee you, none of my dogs are going. I can't wait. I'm excited. She's going to be a speaker. I know Nick is going to be a speaker, man. He's going to bring the heat. There's going to be nothing but value, nothing but networking, nothing but connecting. It's going to be amazing. Please don't miss out on these events. These events are life altering. Because they're life altering, they're business altering. So you'll get early bird pricing. Early bird pricing is, I believe, 197. Yeah, 197. Tickets will go up to 297. I have to get clarification when that early bird period ends, but hurry and register now. Early bird ends this Friday, 7/11 at 5 p.m. That's when early bird ends. Save yourself $100. So when does it end? Anybody?
Friday. Friday.
Cool.
Friday.
All right, cool. I want to make sure I'm not talking to myself here. Sweet. So with that being said, Nick Krem, the CEO of the Krem Institute of AI. Nick, it's so great to be here with you, man. How are you?
Man, Victor, it's great to be here with you as well. I'm always excited to talk about this topic, especially, with somebody here that I deem as like a wizard in this topic, such as
Uh,
yourself. It's exciting
man,
to be,
please.
mastermind with you guys about it.
Same here, man. I'm super excited about today's call, man. If you guys don't know about Nick, Nick is the CEO of the Krem Institute of Artificial Intelligence. He's built an international network of over 1,200 agents across 48 states and 9 countries, equipping these agents with AI tools, strategies to dominate their markets. He's created the world's first AI certified agent, which helps real estate agents make the transition to an AI powered business. Man, tell me about that.
Yeah, Victor, it was we've been helping people with marketing and branding these last 6 years. And when we saw AI came into the fold, and we've been researching a little before that, but when it launched with ChatGPT, when everything else started launching, we decided we wanted to make something for real estate agents specifically to help them differentiate themselves from everybody else. And I really look at it like this, family. Let me ask you guys this, and I want to see you guys put this in the chat. When the common person, when the everyday person hears AI, what do you think they feel? What are the emotions? What do they think of AI? Go ahead and put that in the chat. Is there fear, anxiety, scary robots? Yeah, that's definitely one. iRobot, freaky, all the time, right? People, that's what people will say. But that's not what their money tells you, right? They might post online, oh, it's afraid, it's freaky, it's scary, it's the end of the world. But let me ask you guys this. What is more valuable, a phone or a phone with AI? What will somebody pay more money for? A phone or a phone with AI? A car or a car with AI? Hell, a refrigerator or a refrigerator with AI that can help you shop and give you all these different tips. Yes, that does exist. With AI is more valuable. So it's the same thing for real estate agents. So that's why we created the AI certified agent to help real estate agents not only learn how to use AI, but differentiate themselves, go in there and ultimately be more valuable for the end consumer.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Why is AI becoming a must-have for real estate professionals now? Why do you think that?
Man, to me, it's quite simple. There literally is not a future that exists in which real estate professionals don't have to learn AI. It just doesn't exist, period. It doesn't exist for any job in the world. I mean, you start looking at, this isn't just something that, this guy like Victor and Nick are just talking about AI and, like that's just what's happening. Entire countries are changing the way they do business, how they teach. I mean, Victor, when was the last time the US added things and changed their curriculum?
Mm, 50 years minimum.
50 years minimum. They are
Yeah.
now like passing bills and doing things to make K through 12 mandatory to start learning AI. China has already done it. Entire countries' way they teach, the way they learn, how they do business is changing. And I think you'd be naive if you don't think real estate is going to change as well. So, I think it's there's some important parts to understand too. And I'm just curious too. I like seeing people talk in the chat. Who here feels a little overwhelmed and like you're behind in AI? Just put me in the chat if that's you. If you feel a little overwhelmed or behind with AI, right? Only two people. Guys, let's wake up a little bit, family. Let's go. Put me in the chat if you feel a little overwhelmed or behind with AI. Surprise,
I could tell
surprise.
you firsthand, even with my, my expertise, this is something that is moving beyond light speed. And it's hard to be really stay on the bleeding edge of things.
We
Things are
we
evolving at week by week.
week by week. Elon Musk got about 50 of the smartest AI people in the world in a room. And you know what he asked them? He asked them, where's this going to be in 5 years? They were in there for months and they were trying to figure this out. And you know what they came back and told him? We have no freaking clue. Because now AI is starting to build on AI, is starting to build on AI, and it's starting to build at such a rapid pace. You listen to all the leaders in this space, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon, all of the leaders feel behind, feel overwhelmed. They have no idea where this is really going. So now, look, every human is in the same boat. Every human is in the same boat. We're all going to feel overwhelmed. We're all going to feel like this is going too fast for the rest of our lives. Because, family, this is not slowing down, it is only speeding up. So if you're waiting for the right time to jump in, waiting for it to slow down for you to better understand it, you're going to be waiting on the sidelines forever. So there's a mindset that I want everybody here to adopt, because I promise you, this might be the only thing that will save you during this AI revolution. Good and getting better. That's where you have to live as an individual with AI coming into the fold. You just have to get good and getting better. You will never be fully caught up because it adapts daily, if not weekly. It will always adapt. It will always grow. It'll always keep moving. You just have to adopt this mindset of, I'm good and I'm getting better. But that means you have to look for ways to keep getting better, keep looking to improve it, and keep using this as a collaborator.
I love it. Mindset. It really just comes down to mindset and how you engage anything in life.
Yeah, you're,
I
you're
love it.
absolutely right.
So
Look, just really quick on that same topic, and I'm glad you brought up mindset. Your habits that you have are about to be exposed even more because of AI. Because AI is exponential technology. If you're constantly looking for ways to create, to do better, to improve your mindset, and to get better, AI is going to be your best friend. But if you like sitting back and watching, hanging out, and just doing whatever the hell you want and having bad habits, AI is going to be your best friend still, because it will be the ultimate distractor. There are constantly new tools, new toys, different things to do. You can literally, like, one thing I did this weekend, family, I thought this was pretty cool. So I love history. I love studying history. So I couldn't find like an exact topic, or like I didn't want to just go out and buy another book on a specific topic. But here's what I did do. I went to Chat GPT, and if you guys didn't know, on Chat GPT, you have run deep research. So I was on here. I'm like, man, I really like Alexander the Great. So I'm like, I want to have a comprehensive breakdown of Alexander the Great. Just mind my spelling. Alexander the Great. Focus on the battles he won, the culture he allowed people to have after. Key quotes. I want you to break this down in a narrative format and tell me a story. My goal is to be able to hit read aloud and listen to the breakdown. So literally running deep research, you can go into Chat GPT and create your own curriculum, create your own learning experience, right? And this will do a full breakdown. It'll take about 10 minutes. It'll ask me more questions. But now instead of, watching some shit TV show, trying to figure out one way to learn and like going through different resources, you can literally go to Chat GPT and you can use this for Tony Robbins. You can use this for Grant Cardone. You can use this for AI experts. Have a complete breakdown, have it tell you a story, and then you can sit there and listen to your own creations and learn as you go. And you can even have it formatted in a way and give yourself a specific angle that you want to hear. And now it just takes learning and just collaboration to a whole new level. So I say, like with AI, it's going to create two types of people: creators and watchers. Those who create more want to create more conversations, create more learning, create much more of a collaboration, or people who just sit back and watch the Yeti AI and all the different videos that they're creating with it now.
Hey, hold on. I'm guilty of that. Okay, I follow Boricua Bigfoot on TikTok. Okay, it's hilarious.
It is hilarious. And actually, we're about to be creating some ads that are kind of similar to it. So be on the lookout. We're going to
Oh
be
yeah,
using things to get the creative juices going.
yeah. I love that duality, right? I just feel like maybe creators and consumers instead of watchers.
Mm, yes,
Just
consumer.
hey, a little bit.
I
Absolutely.
like.
Um, so what do you think like some of the biggest misconceptions agents have now in our industry about AI?
Yeah,
Other
that
than
is a
like the iRobot talk, right?
yeah. I'm just gonna, guys. If you guys are iRobot, just go get a bunker and just go live under a rock. That's your best bet, right? Just don't believe all that hype. I think the biggest misconceptions to me are one, that you're better without AI. AI makes you not as smart. It makes you sound not as intelligent. It's only for people who want to get in the weeds and go out there and create all these different products and services. Create your own SaaS, which can it do all these different things? Absolutely. But you don't have to become an AI wizard for your life to significantly enhance because of AI. I think a lot of people also still believe it's an option, right? Like they just believe it's an option to use it or not. Like, oh yeah, you use AI, you use ChatGPT. I don't use it. Like, hey, it's just how you decide to live. No, that's it's not an option. It is getting built into
Yeah,
doctors' office. It's getting built into schools. It's getting built into customer service. It's getting built in, and it's just, to me, it's for everybody that's on here. What you need to learn how to do is learn how to communicate with AI. Just learn the language, right? Because there's going to be some pretty badass people who create amazing services with it. And if you don't know how to communicate with it, I don't care how good it is, you won't get the right results. So I think it's the biggest misconception is people think it's an option, whether they should
I
or
love it.
shouldn't.
Absolutely. So speaking of communication, like what are 2 to 3 actionable steps that agents could take today to better effectively communicate with AI? Because I feel like people have to be prompt engineers, right? That's such a silly misconception. You don't have to be a prompt engineer. A prompt engineer is a communicator.
Mm, yep. And I'm typing what I put in here. I think this is one of the
Okay.
most basic formats for like a prompt, especially if you're getting started off, if you want to start utilizing it, you want to get a desired result. And I put it here in the chat. And I think it's just super basic. Act as my goal is, ask any clarifying questions if needed. Right. So, like when you're going to create things and going to do things, act as an expert copywriter who has built $1 billion businesses through their email campaigns. My goal is to be able to draft a campaign that speaks directly to my audience, which is solo real estate agents, and for them to be able to click the link and to join our webinar below. Ask any clarifying questions if needed. And of course, I give them the information for the webinar. But I think just like a really super basic prompt sequence to follow, especially if you're getting started off, because you have to treat ChatGPT like an employee who's super smart but has a bunch of skills. I promise you, once you start thinking of like AI as an employee and not just a tool, all of this will start changing for you. So I think it's just a very simple prompt format is act as, my goal is, ask any clarifying questions if needed. And then also just starting out, I do recommend ChatGPT, and that's the one that I will stand on, especially with all the updates that are coming out. Are there a bunch of other large language models? Absolutely. But my recommendation, especially, look, family, I'm not on here talking to wizards who are going to go out there and create an AI $1 billion company. Is that anybody's goal here? Well, I know Victor is, but
Yeah.
I know me and Victor, that's why we're talking right now, like at the front. Look, you guys are real estate agents, right? Stay being a real estate agent. My recommendation is choose ChatGPT, have it learn all about you, your business, your goals, and everything that you want, and just start building this collaborator because it's already starting to be built into other things. So, like you were saying, like you were just asking like best ways to start out. Was that the question? Or like basic
Sorry, there we
things
go.
that
Sorry,
people.
I was on mute. Yeah, so like 2 to 3 simple, actionable ways that agents can start communicating with AI today.
All right. Here is the number one, what I tell every single person to do. I'm going to copy this and put it here in the chat. All right. To me, you have to like, look, guys, look, family, start treating ChatGPT like an employee, right? It's an employee. It can literally speak to you. It can see if you turn the camera on. And the big thing is it does have a memory, meaning it remembers what you chat with it. So I think the very first thing that everybody here should do is literally just take this prompt, copy this, paste it in here. It's super simple. But here we go. I want you to ask me 50 deep and thought provoking questions designed to help me reflect and improve 3 key areas of my life: personal, relationships, mindset, business, health, etc. So I'll help you reveal blind spots. So here's what ChatGPT is going to do: it's going to draft you 50 questions about your personal life. Going to ask you some questions. Your business, going to ask you some questions. And then it will go through, and then it will go personal. I think, was that the last one? Health. So yeah, health.
I love this
Here,
because awareness is the first step. Sorry, go ahead.
no, you're good, Victor. Thank you. And look, family, here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to go through all 50 questions and type out the answers. That's not the goal of this. Here is what you should do. Just simply hit this dictate, which is talk to text, and then read through the questions and answer about like 2 to 5 in each section. Like the questions that stand out to you the most, that you can go deep on, that really hit home, answer those questions and just hit enter after you are done. It will transcribe everything you say. It'll get your answers to your question. And look, it's not going to bring it up in every single message. But what this does is it starts building out the memory feature, it starts building out your Chat GPT, allows you to help identify yourself, your goals, your personal goals, your health goals, and your business goals. What this does is it gives your Chat GPT just like a base level understanding of you. And if you had an ultimate employee, don't you think they should know your personal life, your mindset, your habits, your relationships? Shouldn't they know your business strategy and systems, and as well as what your health goals are? So I think like just starting out, just start building this employee to start understanding you more.
Absolutely. That would be transformational in both personal and business. It's
For sure.
that's amazing. I love that prompt. Thank you, man. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. Well, so since we're the expectation, right, is to leverage AI maximum, right, as much as possible to automate the mundane. In your perspective, what tasks do you think agents should never hand off to AI?
This one might be controversial, and I'm okay with that.
I love it.
Don't hand off your calling and your personal relationship building to AI. That one is controversial because you'll probably see all these companies that can do all the AI calling for you, which, by the way, do not let it call your FISBO and expireds. That is a very big no-no. It does, like they made the ruling, it falls under robocalling. They need to be opt-in leads for you to be able to reach out to them. But I will just say, look, family, the human connection is our most valuable asset in this business, the relationship building that you have. Do not pass off what makes you money to AI, right? Like Look, I get it. It's controversial. You'll see a bunch of people. And why does it work? Because who here loves making phone calls every single day? Anybody? They know it's a pain point and they know nobody wants to do that shit. So they're like, hey, let AI do that for you. Right. So, like, I think that is one thing not to pass to AI. If I was looking at like different areas not to pass along to AI.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. As realtors, right, we are expected to be the face of our business. And
Yep.
with that comes being the conduit of that, being the connecting piece to that. And the whole purpose of AI is to automate the mundane, is the repetitive tasks in our day to day.
Yeah.
Um, thank you for that. So, like, what do you feel like in terms of transaction side, right? What would be like the top three things to automate on the transaction side for realtors that will help compress time for them?
To me, if we're talking about transaction time and something that can save you guys a bunch of time, is there's a tool called Huzi.ai, Huzi. Actually, let me get you guys my link. So if you guys do want to sign up for this, you guys do get some what's it called? Uh
All right,
discount.
sharing is caring.
Well, yep, absolutely. So as I'm looking this up, I'll talk to you guys a little bit about Huzi.ai. So this is just for everybody to know, because I think this is very important, that do not, under any circumstance, upload your contracts into Chat GPT. Don't do it. It is an open server. I smell a huge lawsuit that will be coming out. Look, the real estate industry's already had one. Let's not get another, right? But do not upload that into Chat GPT. It is an open server. It's a public server. It's just, you just don't do it. But this tool right here, Huzi.ai, it's private. It's compliant. It went through that process. It was built for real estate agents. So on the transaction side, yes, you can upload your contracts into it and then start having a conversation if you need dates or things pulled out. Start having a conversation. Literally, it's like your AI transaction coordinator. But I think like the coolest part of this is, look, how many times have you sent somebody a contract and then they ask you 50 questions, right? And then all of a sudden you're playing the 20 questions game back and forth and all these different things. You can upload your
Mm-hmm.
contract right, agreement that you have into Huzi and say, break this down at a fifth grade level, explain each box that they are signing, and then write me an email explaining each step of this. So now Huzi will read the contract, explain it at a fifth grade level, draft you an email. So that way, when you do send it to clients, when you do have to send it out, we've seen a 70% increase in just signage rate for our clients instead of bunch of questions back in an email. What am I signing? What is this? What is that? Because you drafted it and just said, here is what you are signing, broken down at a fifth grade level, and it makes it their life 10 times easier. So I think Huzi.ai is one of the simplest ways when you're talking about transactions. You can upload, you can talk to your transactions, you can even create an AI agent for each transaction that has all of it built into it. Very simple. They have AI agents on there. So it's really
Awesome.
chatbots based with knowledge base, but it's pretty freaking cool how you can use that.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome. I didn't even know about that. That's like secured, basically your own secured large language model geared around a specific document, right? It's perfect.
Yeah, and you can also communicate
I
with
love,
books. So if you guys like books and you want to create a
yeah.
marketing strategy, you can insert like $100 million leads by Alex Hermosi and then run your funnel through it and it will learn from it.
Mm.
It's pretty cool.
So, little gem that I figured out to bypass that the potential lawsuit in ChatGPT. If you sign up for an enterprise account, they don't upload any of your data, and your data is retained in your own private workspace. So yeah, if you want to, right? It's all it's a little more expensive, right? Wherever you want to go with it, you have options.
Good point. Yeah, thank you for that, Victor.
I love you. What other major like tool suites are you using? Are you leveraging in your business, or an agent could leverage in their business, other than Hoozy, right? Because I leverage House Whisper.
Yep.
There's a couple AI tools, right? Fixer AI that comes with EXP when you cap or icon, I believe. So yeah, what other tools do you leverage?
The ones that we do recommend some agents. So we do have Collab.ai. It's like $12 or $15 a month and it's virtual staging. I think it's just really simple to use this tool. You click a button, it stages rooms for you. Way that agents use this at scale is they stage a room three different ways, and then they ask their audience, which one do you like more, one, two, or three? By the way, this is my newest listing. So I think that's just like a real simple way that you guys can get more marketing and exposure for your business. We use HeyGen at scale too, HeyGen.com. HeyGen is literally a personal avatar that can shoot videos for you. And before anybody says, well, I don't think people want to see an AI person like version of myself. Like I need to be on videos. We have one of our guys. He started a channel 8 months ago. He's got 3,700 subscribers on it, and every single video on his YouTube channel is a HeyGen video. And if you look, I think 4 out of the top 10 since a couple months ago on YouTube. 4 of the top 10 YouTube builders are all now using AI in some way, shape, or form on their channel. So it's just kind of looking at it like, look, at the end of the day, family, people only care about one thing when they're online is their dopamine getting fed, right? They don't give a shit if it's you. They don't care if they know the Yeti is AI. It's feeding their dopamine. That's all they really care about. So I think HeyGen is another tool that people use at scale. And to me, a lot of agents really just fall in love with Chat GPT. There are so many custom GPTs that you can personally build, projects, deep research, the voice where you can literally role play with Chat GPT. Like a lot of times when I talk to agents, it's like, look, you don't need 1,000 AI tools to dramatically change your life. Chances are you need a couple, Chat GPT being the main one. Fall in love with that tool. House Whisperer is a good one. I know like teams are using Rooster at a high level as well. So there's definitely some great tools that are out there.
I love that. You're absolutely right about the voice mode. I feel like that's a tool that goes very under the radar. Like
Yeah.
like we always look for partners and help in terms of practicing calls, practicing scripts, practicing role plays, right?
Yeah.
I think right then and there is something that will help transform people's life and business as long as they're willing to take the steps, as long as they're willing to take the actions for it, right?
No, you're absolutely right. And just Chat GPT. Here's, I will just say this too. Look, if you're shopping online, go to Chat GPT and ask for a coupon for whatever website or whatever place that you're on. It'll give you 10 and probably 2 of them work, but you'll get a coupon that works. I know my aunt was just asking me, she's like, hey, I'm getting Romeo's Pizza. Does anyone have a coupon? It was like in a family group chat. I went to Chat GPT, it gave me 6 coupons, and the 25% off worked for her. She was freaking pumped. But like, literally just go to Chat GPT and be like, hey, I'm shopping here. Are there any coupons available online? Pops up and you got coupons.
I
I
love
think
that.
that
She saved herself 15 minutes of Google searching for a coupon code that probably wouldn't work. That's
exactly.
amazing. That's amazing. That's awesome. Man. So like, okay, so we've talked about tool suite, we've talked about prompts, we've talked about mindset, right? How do you recommend agents stay authentic while using AI to enhance their communication? I think authenticity is like super important in our business.
Think you do the meat and potatoes, like you do the actual writing, what you want to talk about. You can train it for your speaking style as well. To me, I always input, so I follow an NLP formula. So it's, going through like distortion, generalization, authority build. Like I have a writing format that I always fill out. It's like a document. You know what? I normally don't give this away, but since you asked the right question here, Victor, I'm going to give you
Thank you
guys
very
this.
much.
This document, just so you guys know, it does not exist online anywhere. It was nothing that was given to us. This was something that we have personally created through learning from Tony Robbins, who is my master. Like once you know NLP, you hear it in the best speakers. So this is the format. Anytime I'm writing inside of Chat GPT, I follow this format here on this Google Doc. This is just how I create good copy. And you know what? I had my ego in the way for a while. I'm like, I write the best emails. I write the best copy. I can do all this shit. And then all of a sudden, ever since I started using this format with Chat GPT, my email open rates are up 20%. Like click rates are open 5%. So I'm like, you know what? I can write this in about 30 minutes now, my entire emails and campaigns, right? I'm not opposed to that. But this is the basic format. If you're creating like campaigns that you follow, so you'll see it's pattern interrupt, the strongest deletion that makes the best pattern interrupt, deletion, stop doing, authority builds credibility, generalization. So you use like a massive generalization to edify what you are talking about, distortion, sell the dream, and frame, here's what we have, and then your call to action. So for me, anytime I go to actually write campaigns and do things on here, I personally just fill this out and then I download it or I just copy and paste it into Chat GPT and use some prompts to then build out my prompt, like my campaign from there. This is some of the most powerful shit when it comes to writing and brand creation is following a writing format. And this is the one that we chose, just basic NLP format. So that's how I keep it real in myself. I fill this out and let ChatGPT basically do filler words and format it.
I love that. That is amazing. That is scalable. That is something that could be done in 5 minutes using ChatGPT.
It's pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah,
Thank
look,
you, dude. Thank you for sharing that. Listen, NLP is around for a reason. That stuff works. Incorporate that in how you think and how you talk, how you communicate, and watch your world transform. I'm telling you. Awareness is the first step. Action is the second step. So, yo, this has been an amazing call, man. Listen, this is great, man. This is nothing but gems, nothing but tools, nothing but value here. Let's see. I have a list of questions, man. Like,
should we jump to the 6 months? Because I know we got a limited amount of time. So I do have a little
dude,
workshop.
yeah, yeah, please, yeah, go ahead.
No, I appreciate it, Victor. And I'd love to get to your questions too, man, because I love talking about this with somebody who knows what they're talking about with AI, who can ask the right questions and get me to share my NLP format, which I don't share on almost any call because people don't ask the right questions, right? But I'll just say this, family, that NLP format, you learn that. You learn how to speak it. You learn how to promote that. That is absolute gold. It is what the best speakers in the world do. And now you can have your Chat GPT trained on that. But when Rebecca reached out to me and said, "Hey, Nick, can you cover the Gap Mastermind call?" And then we want to cover something like set people up for the next 6 months. So this is something that we built. It's a workshop. So we're going to be doing a little workshop here with you guys. This is going to use ChatGPT in a way that most people don't think of. I'm going to combine two of my favorite tools, ChatGPT and Suno.com. Suno.com can create music for you at a click of a button. So this workshop right here, I'm telling you, it could be the make or break it for your next 6 months. Whether you can follow along now or you can do this after, do this exercise, period. Do it. So check this out. Here's what we are going to do. So we have a 6-month game plan. This is another little prompt sheet here for you guys to follow along. So here's the goal. We want ChatGPT to be our forecaster for where our life can go, where our business can go, right? In order to do this exercise, you just simply have to answer these questions here at the top. So what are your closings, fitness, and personal goals for the next 6 months? First, you got to have goals, right? If you don't have goals, you're going to end up somewhere that you don't want to be. So here's all you want to do. For the next 6 months, my closings goal is, let's say, 30. My closings goal is 30. Fitness goals. I want to weigh between 190 to 200 pounds. All right. And then personal goals. I want to have a family dinner every Sunday. Something small. If you have kids, you can say like, hey, I want to make it to every one of my kids' events or games. If you have a significant other, you might want to put date night in there every single week. One of my mentors always said, date your wife or someone else will. But, like you got to be able to put your goals in here. So that's the first part of this. The second part, and do not overthink this. I repeat, do not overthink this. What activities do I need to do daily in order to reach my closings goal for the next 6 months? Put 2 to 3 activities. So you just say, in order to reach my goals, I need to, and like I said, don't overthink this. Probably Call leads 1 hour a day. Email my database 3 times a week. Look, family, let's face it. What is the best way to convert any lead? Calling. Would everybody here agree that if you made an hour of phone calls a day and talked to 20 people, that your business would grow? Yes? So, all right, let's not overthink this part, right? What activities do you need to do? You need to call my leads 1 hour a day and email my database 3 times a week. All right. And then what activities do I need to weigh between 190 and 200? I need to work out 5 days a week and eat healthy 6 days a week. I always like giving myself one cheat day, like 6 days a week. Then personal goals. I need to schedule my family dinner in advance. So here's all you have to do, family. Come in here. What are your personal goals, your health goals, your health goals, personal goals, and your closings goal for the next 6 months? And then put in, what are your simple daily activities that will undeniably get you there? Notice I didn't say buy a new course and learn a whole new lead gen system, right? Like, you don't need to go out there and do all these things. What are the simple daily activities that will help you reach your goal? And then here is all you want to do. Copy this next prompt and paste it. Based on what you know about me, tell me a story of what my life would look like in 6 months if I knocked out my daily activities every single day. Paint a picture of the most grand version of myself, my business, and my personal life. So all you do is copy and paste this. And now you're going to start using ChatGPT to paint a picture of what your life could look like. You shared your goal of 30 closings, you hit 33. Full price offers. Thank you for changing our lives. So it'll go through and it'll help start saying, here is the version of you that you can be if you just did your simple daily activities. And here is the magic. Well, part of the magic. I got a couple little magician tricks for you guys. On this, do not just read this. I repeat, do not just read this. What you want to do is this button right here, read aloud. Bring this version of yourself to life. And here, I'll show you. Share my sound. You'll see. Reading it's one thing.
All right, let's paint the picture of the most unstoppable version of you, the Krem Institute of Artificial Intelligence version of Nick Krem, 6 months from now, after you've been ruthlessly consistent with your...
So go through and actually listen to this, right? So that's the first part of this. Here is the second part. And I believe, look, at all times, we are creating constant variations of ourselves and of our future, right? This next one, you aren't going to like, but you need to hear it. So you take this next prompt after this is done and you paste. And here's what this one says. Based on what you know about me, be brutally honest and tell me a story of what my life looks like in 6 months if I didn't stay consistent with my daily activities and kept chasing new ideas and shiny objects instead of executing the proven plan. Paint a clear picture of missed opportunities, the version of myself I could have been but didn't become, and what my business and personal life will look like. I'll tell you what, family, this will be like your worst nightmare coming to life in front of you. You might be like, but Nick, why are you doing this? Well, because you need to hear it. You need to feel it, right? You set out for 30 closings. You hit 9, maybe 12 if you're lucky. Why? Because instead of calling leads for a day, you talked about calling leads. You bounce from new lead gen hack to the next. And it goes through. You started out 6 months with a promise, but missed workouts piled up. I'll get to it on Monday. Now you're tired. Your mind isn't sharp. You notice you're irritable more often. And it goes through. Your identity, the almost guy. Whew. Here's the part that sings most. You knew what to do. You had the blueprint. You had the AI tools, the training, the systems, but you didn't do it. You're stuck in the worst emotional state possible, knowing your potential but not seeing results. You scroll through your own posts and think, man, what if I just done what I said I was going to do? But again, on this one, click this read aloud. Listen to this version of yourself that can exist if you don't knock out your simple daily activities. And I promise you, if you did that exercise that I told you at the beginning, those 50 questions about yourself, it will become a lot more personal too on this. So go through and do this exercise. Here are the two versions of yourselves that can exist. But then this is where I believe it gets really fun. So I'm going to combine two of my favorite tools. I am going to take the good part, right? The good part of everything that I just said in 6 months, and just hit this copy button and come back to ChatGPT. And let's see, the first person to put an artist in the chat is the person that we are going to create a song like. So give me any artist, first person. Prince. All right. So check this out, family. Using ChatGPT, I can say, write me a song in the style of Prince. And copy and paste that 6-month good version of yourself into here. The Electric Hustle. Here we go. So now ChatGPT is going to write you a song in the style of whatever artist that you want. What I do recommend is you write multiple artists, and I'll show you why in a second. But let's just say Prince, the first one. But here's the thing, Victor, I'm not going to ask you to sing this. I'm sure you can, Mr. DJ, you can come up with something and sing it, but I'm not going to ask everybody here to sing their song. Here is what you do. You copy the song and you go to a place called Suno.com. Suno.com. Because now I have the lyrics here. Style, I can't do Prince. I don't know. What should I put for the style here, Victor? For Prince, pop, I don't know.
Oh, man. Pop, rock, jazz, eclectic. Oh, man.
Jazz. I'll go pop, rock, and jazz. Pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, rock, and jazz. But here we go. So I got my style. I got the lyrics. But here's the thing. These lyrics are about you, your goals, knocking out your daily simple activities. And now instead of listening to the same shit music that is out, talking about popping bottles, women, guys, doing all these stupid shit, now you can listen to a song about you, your goals, your habits, and daily activities.
Wake up, stretch out, mirrors looking back impressed. Feeling like a king in this purple coated vest. Listings flying high while the others just guess. You got that AI rhythm, precision over stress. Your phone buzzing with a hey, I saw your reel. You ain't selling homes, you closing dreams with zeal. Database dripping, inbox looking surreal. They say, that's the future, you say that's the deal. I electric hustle, real estate royal. You move like a shadow, but you...
And then the fun part about this too is you can create one, but then you could come back and then say, now write me a song in the style of blank. And then come back in here and you can do rock and roll.
Another deal, another dawn. 60 closes, no, I went beyond. From $1 million homes to the podcast mic. Now I walk into the room and the sellers spike. They say, aren't you the one from my feed? I smile, yeah, my systems never sleep. While they chase, I attract. Leads roll in, I never look back.
Look, family, something like a video that changed my life. It was Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret. The guy, like, it's like from the 40s, right? But he says one simple thing, and this is how it gets broken down. You get what you think about most of the time. You get what you think about most of the time. And you have to ask yourself, is the music and things that you are listening to the life that you want? Because you get what you think about most of the time. Has anybody here ever had a song stuck in their head that they just couldn't get out? What if the song was about you, your goals, hitting your daily activities, and that shit was stuck on repeat? And now every single day, a day you don't feel like making your calls, you listen to the song, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? That's the life I want. That's what I want to hit. This is how you can start using AI to start creating a future for yourself, to start forecasting what your life can be, and create custom materials that you can listen to about you, your life, your goals, hitting your activities. And now you're being a creator. And to me, make or break the next 6 months, suno.com, suno.com. It's free too, family. It's free. You can go on there and create up to 5 to 6 songs a day. By the
I
way,
love that.
agents are also using that for their listings. So you can insert your listing description and write a song about a listing and create a music video. One of the clients that we work with, they said, what's it called? Their buyer was at the closing table humming a song, and they're like, wait, what song is that? And they're like, oh man, it was the song for the listing. They couldn't get it out of their head. They're like, we needed this house, but they kept listening to the song for their listing over and over, and they got that stuck in their head. So I thought that was just a funny way of utilizing that as well.
Guys, did you hear that? No more social media videos with large text in the background. We are making our own songs. Be more creative. You have all the tools, all of the know-how. The only part is missing is you. That's it. Listen, today has been transformative, man. That tool is awesome. How many times do you use that tool a day?
Me, about a couple times a day. I create songs like if I'm going to a family event, I'll like create a song and listen to it on the way there. And it also like just re-edifies the reason I'm going, my goal of being there, spending time with family, being present, not being on my phone. And you can like create songs about like just different parts of your life. And it's like, all right, now I get to listen to these and listen to myself and listen to my goals. And it's, man, it's transformative is what it is.
It is. It's reinforcing. It's reinforcing what you want out of it, right? It's transforming an idea into a medium, and that medium is audio. That medium is frequency. It's music. It's awesome. I mean, what? This is magic. We're living in a time where these large language models have such an amazing tool set. It's crazy. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for sharing the tools and the know-how and all this stuff.
Dude, you're right, Victor. It's magic. Look, family, everybody here can have a custom song about your life, your goals, and your daily activities. A custom song created for you in seconds. If you would have told me that was possible 5 years ago, you'd probably tell me I'm crazy. But that'd be really cool if I can do it. I would listen to that. Well, here you fucking go, family. Are you going to take action and actually listen to it and then build this life? Or are you going to go and listen to something talk about popping bottles and just get hyped up about a bunch of nonsense? Which one are you going to do?
Amen. It's your choice. I love that. That's a perfect segue for a Q&A. If anybody has questions, please drop them down in the chat. I'm sure Nick would love to answer any questions that you guys have about AI, about what we've seen today, how we can help leverage AI in your personal and business today. You have us both here. So the floor is open for the next 10 minutes. Q&A. Okay. Oh, perfect. First question. From Carla. Thank you, Carla. Where can people get certified through your program?
Carla, I appreciate you guys. We did create the world's first AI certified agent. So to get access to training like this, plus much, much more. And so you can really look, family, how many times have you guys been asked, what makes you different than everybody else? Right? What if you can say, well, every other agent who walks through the door is just a traditional agent. I am an AI certified agent, and here's exactly what I do differently. So we equip you with the information and the ability to be able to go in and clearly differentiate yourself from everybody else. And here is the link if you guys want to do that. And actually today we're doing a 50% off special because of July 4th. So you guys can get 50% off for signing up. You get access to the certification program plus private masterminds every single week or every single month. So once a month, you get a private mastermind as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you, Carla. That is an amazing question. Next question. What's the best prompt to start our songwriting?
The simplest thing is like, don't overthink this. Just have what you want your song to be about. And then just ask ChatGPT to write me a song in the style of blank. And whoever you want it to write you a song like. So just write me a song in the style of blank, and then just have what you wanted to write after that as well.
Perfect. Absolutely. Yeah. It ties back to that communication part, right? I love it. All right. Next and last question, I believe, unless anybody else has any more questions. Didi asked, close versus open chat GPT. Which do you prefer?
I pay the $20 a month. So that's the open version of Chat GPT to be able to utilize. And then I go to Whoozy for all of my private things. So that's a private, like it's Chat GPT, Claude, Gemini, everything built into it, but it's a private server. So that's what I do. I use Whoozy, which is $97 a month, or it's like $900 for the year. And then I use $20 a month for Chat GPT.
Perfect.
Which,
Thank
by
you.
the way,
Thank you. Thank you.
ChatGPT Enterprise just rolled out recording for meetings. So I'm sure Victor has access to that. So now you can literally, instead of Otter, instead of Fathom, ChatGPT can now record meetings, which just is a show of, look, they're going to be rolling up a shit ton of these AI tools into their tool. And it's just going to literally, they put Otter out of business overnight just because they felt like it.
Yep.
Literally, they just felt like it. Like, you know what? Are we going to add this? Yeah, why not? So they added it to their platform. It'll be available to Plus users here soon. But it's, look, that's why I tell people just stick with ChatGPT. Chances are they're going to roll up your favorite tools into theirs, and you aren't going to have to go out and pay for a bunch.
You know, I think that's our next conversation topic. Not for right now, but for our next AI Central Gap Mastermind, connectors. Connectors in ChatGPT and leveraging those tools. I mean, transformative. As Nick said, it put Otter AI out of business overnight. Overnight. That's how fast things move in the AI space. So with that being said, dude, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like this is light speed. So with this moving light speed, where do you see this going within the next I'll just 5 to 10 years?
Anybody's guess is as good as mine. What I will say for business owners, look, for business owners, I would say the best thing that you can do to start prepping for what's coming would be to start recording every one of your meetings, every one of your calls, and start building data, because your company knowledge base is going to be one of the most valuable things as this continues to move forward. And there's nothing more valuable than your actual calls, than your actual meetings, problems that you are solving. Because let me ask you guys this. How many times have you dealt with a problem where you're like, I can't make this shit up? There's no way, like in a million years, you could make up what just happened in real estate. So like record your calls, record your meetings, and start building your company knowledge base. Because that, when the AI agents and everything really starts coming into the fold, and I know they're out there now, but as it continues to progress and grow, your knowledge base is going to be the most valuable thing that you have in order for your business and the AI agents to be working properly for you. So record your calls, record your meetings with your AI, like your assistants, whether they're VAs or not. Record them, transcribe them, and just start building out your company knowledge base.
That is in my perspective, the biggest gem. The biggest gem. Use it. Point blank, period. Give it data. And the more data and the more context you give it, the better it will be for you in every aspect of your existence. Okay, so one last question. Where do you record them?
Zoom. Just open up Zoom, record. ChatGPT now has meeting recordings. So, I mean, that's going to be rolling out to everybody, but then you can record it on there. Because, you know, a lot of companies that make mistakes on this is they just upload like their SOP and think that that's enough for ChatGPT to understand, and like a document of their company vision, and think that like that's how you build an AI agent. And it's just not. It's just not. It's not enough data. It's not enough points. So like, you don't know how much gold, and I mean gold, you are sitting on in your meetings and in your phone calls. Heck, even your listing appointments, recording those. If you guys don't have this tool, there's a tool called Plod.ai or Plod.ai. Plod, it's the size of a credit card. Here, let's see. This is the one that I recommend.
There you go.
This right here, Plod. Plod Note, right, $160. Yep, you got that version of it. You got that version. I personally like this one. It fits right inside of your wallet. And it can record your meetings and give you notes. And if you guys are on your listing appointment, has anybody ever went on a listing appointment and forgot what day you told him you were going to do something? Claude doesn't forget. All you got to do is hit record, set it on the table. It records your whole meeting. It gives you action steps after you are done, exactly what you said you would do. But again, it records the meeting. So you have transcriptions that just go into a database.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Nick. Yeah, Plod. I love Plod. Plod is the perfect tool for transcription, for recording phone calls. If Zoom is not available, for meetings, in-person masterminds, right? The use case is limitless. Thank you, Nick, for sharing all the gems today, man. Like, you really put agents in the position to stay competitive in this AI realm that we're in right now. So thank you, man. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for pouring into us. Thank you for the workflows, automations, the sites. Today has been great. I hope we get to do this again soon, man. Before we sign off, one last reminder, man. The Build at Sea is less than a month away. Early bird pricing ends this Friday, the 11th, 5 p.m. Save yourself $100, $197. Be in there. Nick is going to be a speaker there. Alexis is going to be a speaker there. It's going to be an amazing event. Network with our group. Transform your business, transform your life. Be there to connect with us. Please leverage us.
I will just say this too on that note. Look, I'm going to be there all 4 days because you can't be anywhere else. We'll be hosting like little private masterminds by the pool, workshops around the whole cruise ship. So if you guys are there, it's not just the speaking event and that's it. I'm not drinking because I don't really drink at events anymore. So I'm going to be workshopping. I'm going to be masterminding. I'm going to be working with people. It's going to be a full on session all 4 days. So look, it's an absolutely insane price that you can get this for to be joining us and to be able to tap into this knowledge. And on that note, I do less than 10 in-person events a year, very strategically. This is one of them. So I don't get out often. So if you want to see us in person and talk AI, this is the way to do it.
Yep, at the deepest levels possible. Unlimited. We're there for 4 days. We can't, like you said, we can't go anywhere else. We're locked in, man. We expect you guys to be there too, man. All right. Happy Monday. Thank you for attending. See you on the next one. Have a great week.
See you guys.